Well, hello everybody. Happy Monday. I know I look bloated and disheveled and unshaven and just horrible, but I've been on vacation, and when you're on vacation, you're supposed to allow yourself to look horrible. But I have come back from Michigan with what's the word? A cavalcade? I don't like the word plethora. A huge collection that I have amassed of sauces, snacks, ramens, other weird things from both Michigan and Southern Ontario from the time that I spent there in the past week and a half. And of course, with visits to Michigan comes visits to Pepper Palace. So I'm going to be spacing out the Pepper Palace reviews. I don't want to do them, in rapid succession because I have so many other things I'm going to be mixing it up. But there will be no shortage of reviews in the next few days. Actually, I think I have enough to last me like for the next month. I barely was able to fit it all into my suitcase. But anyways, let's debut the Pepper Palace sauces today. Let's just get right to it. I have got Smokin Reaper hot sauce. I love Reaper sauces. I love smoky sauces. One of my favorite Carolina Reaper sauces is Seafire Gourmet's. There's just called the Reaper sauce, but it is this wonderful, not particularly hot, but the Reaper flavor is in there, and the Reaper heat is mildly in there, sort of fringe in there. But that Seafire Gourmet Reaper hot sauce with the smoke flavorings that are in it is just a masterpiece. And oh my gosh, look, people are going to say it's just a coincidence. You know, you come on here and you say, oh, I'm having an acid reflux attack because my body is anticipating the sauce that I'm about to try. I am not kidding you. I have not had any acid reflux problems all day. I took a pill of omeprazole. Omeprazole, by the way, is the only thing that works for acid reflux in my case. Famotidine doesn't work. Tums don't work at all. Now, my body is in tune with these hot sauce reviews. It knows what's going on. It does not like it. But anyways, yeah, that Seafire Gourmet Reaper hot sauce is wonderfully smoky. So if something says it's a smoky and it's got Carolina Reaper in it, I have got to try it. I've got to try it. I don't think enough Reaper sauces have the smokiness to them. And Pepper Palace has generally been really good when it comes to Reaper sauces and other Reaper related products. They had a really good Carolina Reaper chip dip mix that for some reason or another has been discontinued. My son and I absolutely loved that. It was so spicy and flavorful and just delicious. One of the best uses of Carolina Reaper I've ever seen in any product. And it's just not available anymore. But they also have the Rooster Reaper sauce, which is kind of like a super hot Reaper-based sriracha. That thing is just delicious. I'm drawing a blank as to the other Reaper-based Pepper Palace sauces, but I've got a couple new ones. This is not the only Reaper-based sauce that I'm going to be featuring for Pepper Palace after this particular visit to Michigan. But yeah, I'm really excited to try this. All right, smokiness and Reapers, yeah, they go hand in hand. I can't wait. So I'm going to try it on its own. First, I'm going to read the ingredients, read the description, if there is one. No, it just says add to Bloody Marys, pork, and grilled chicken. Well, I do have pork, but I didn't cook any. I hate Bloody Marys. And I don't have any grilled chicken, but I do have these little, like, breaded chicken pieces from Fred Meyer, which I'm going to serve them over. The ingredients in this sauce are water, vinegar, carrots, Reaper peppers, veggie blend, which is carrots, celery, beets. I think that's beets. Parsley, lettuce, watercress, spinach, salt, ascorbic acid, citric acid, and natural flavors. Smoked habanero peppers, onion, smoked paprika, garlic, hickory flavor, smoked salt, smoked black pepper, oh my god, xanthan gum. All right, so there are just wonderful things in this. Oh my god, smoked paprika, hickory flavor, garlic, smoked salt, smoked black pepper. Yes, please. Smoked habaneros. Sounds wonderful. But Vegeblend. I don't know what that's doing in there. There's lettuce in this sauce. Because by virtue of the fact that lettuce is in the veggie blend, that is one of the ingredients to this Smokin' Reaper sauce, there is lettuce in this hot sauce. This has got to be the first. This is an all-time first. I believe I've had another hot sauce that maybe had watercress in it. I'm sure I've had spinach-based hot sauces. But lettuce, that's a first. An absolute first. And I don't know about that. Let's smell it. I smell smokiness. A little bit of a bacony smell to that. But that's probably just all the smoked ingredients. It does smell like smoky bacon. Garlic. And then there's like a pungency. There's that like V8 juice kind of semi-acidic pungency from the veggie blend, which is like almost pukey and vomity. I don't know. It does smell kind of invigorating. I'm gonna give it a pass. Like, it kind of smells like that first whiff of a beef stew or a pot pie that has a whole lot of vegetables in it, right? And initially that can be a little bit overwhelming, and it can be a little bit pungent, and it can be a little bit pukey, all right? But that veggie blend, while it may bring pungency on that initial sniff, it also promises to bring kind of like a hearty flavor blend to it as well. Let's not judge it. All right. Let's try the sauce. Whoa. Okay, this is a Reaper sauce, and I took an incredible amount. This is the biggest amount of Smokin' Reaper sauce by Pepper Palace that has ever been put on the golden hot sauce Trump spoon. Here we go. Whoa. Wow, that is Reaper heavy. Oh my god, that's hot. There is a lot more pepper in that than I had at first anticipated. I wasn't ready for it. I'm going to be a little bit more dainty on my second sampling. I only took about half of what was on the golden Trump spoon. But it's lighting me up. Oh, wow. I did taste that kind of salty, pungent... What's the word? That veggie blend. That is the most overpowering flavor in there. And it's almost like... My first impression of this sauce is what it would be best included in is a minestrone soup or a stew or some other kind of vegetable soup or a pot pie if you just wanted to make it really spicy. Or if you're one of those like freakish weird people who makes like vegetable smoothies in the morning, yeah, you could throw a little shot of this in there to give it a shock of heat and veggie blend pungency. Wow, I am still burning up. Like, I'm being stoic right now, but my tolerance is way, way, way down. And this is not a joke of a Reaper sauce. This is a real Reaper sauce. There's a lot of Carolina Reaper in this. You can taste the Reaper, and you can absolutely feel the heat of the Reaper quite intensely. And I'm starting to like the smell a little bit more. It's kind of reminding me of like a heartwarming winter soup that my grandma would make, except it's like an insane grandma who throws Carolina Reaper in it. There is a nice there's a nice degree of smoke in that sauce. And the veggie blend, like, look, this is going to take some getting used to. From multiple angles. It's going to take some getting used to from a heat angle. Because it is very Reaper heavy. That is a hot, hot sauce. Um, and it's going to take some getting used to from the veggie blend angle. That's a really interesting addition to this sauce, though. Like, I'm glad that they did it because what we have here is an extra spicy, extra smoky kind of soup and stew additive, the likes of which I don't think I've ever tried before. And it's attributable to that inclusion of the veggie blend. Um, yeah, I mean, because if you just like left the smoky ingredients in here, the smoked habanero peppers, the onion, the smoked paprika, the hickory flavor, the smoked salt, the smoked black pepper, and maybe added some brown sugar to it, you'd kind of have a super spicy, like something that you could add to a barbecue sauce. Or if you're crazy enough, just use it as a barbecue sauce without mixing it into anything. But then you have that veggie blend in there, which disqualifies it from being used as a barbecue sauce, but it certainly opens up new possibilities as far as other foods are concerned. So I said soups and stews, and I was immediately thinking of like minestrone, and then like maybe a beef stew or a vegetable stew, um, or like a Polish hunter stew, like bigos or something like that. Sure, but this would also like be good added to a cioppino, the seafood, that tomato based seafood soup, or to it like a Manhattan clam chowder for sure. This is and this is another pepper palace sauce that I feel enters the realm of really good, interesting, and versatile soup additives. The other one being Calamity Pain. That one's got more of a Worcester sauce with herb flavor to it. It is not nearly as hot as this, but it's got like sort of a similar approach. Okay, that addition of all the herbs and the sort of Worcester flavors in the Calamity Pain make it great to add to soups and gravies. Then this is like veggie soups, tomato soups, like Manhattan clam chowder, like I just said, would be really interesting. Would be really interesting added to cioppino. Okay, would probably be interested added to some of those Mexican soups, pozole and menudo and what else? I mean, even just like a tortilla soup, an enchilada soup. Yeah, you get this sauce. Get this sauce. It's unique. I'm not really sure how to rate it. I can rate the heat very easily. This is an easy 3, creeping up to a 3.5. It is a very hot sauce. It's a serious Reaper sauce for sure. Flavor wise, I don't think I'm going to be able to give it an objective flavor rating until I've actually put it into a soup. And I should have thought of that when I read the ingredients and I was like, ooh, veggie blend. That seems a little bit weird. Soups, for sure. And it's going to be a nice additive to those. On its own, I haven't even tried it over the wing yet. And I don't think I'm going to. I am pretty certain that these two are not going to pair well together. So I'm not even going to bother. On its own, this sauce is, I would say, just like, if I was just purely like, how do I react to the flavor of this? Probably 6.5, but it's so unique and interesting. I want to bump it up to a 7 because I do think it's a sauce that I'm going to like more and more as I sample it with more, as I add it to more dishes that I make. So yeah, that's an interesting one. A worthy place to start in my little Pepper Palace series of 2026. So I go to Michigan once or twice a year. So yeah, there's going to be a Pepper Palace series. There's Pepper Palace 2025, 2024, and there's going to be Pepper Palace 2026 and beyond. So that's the first of those. This is has been a review of Smokin' Reaper Hot Sauce by Pepper Palace.